Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures. In today's episode of This Week in Action Figures News, episode 3, we're going to be talking, of course, about G.I. Joe, Hot Toys, and also some Mezco. So, of course, without any further ado, we're going to be having a look at the G.I. Joes, as those are my favorite line. So, of course, have done a small video talking about the figures that are going to be previewed for San Diego Comic-Con 2025. So, of course, we have the Grim Viper, we have the Scorpion figure over here, Desert Scorpion, sorry, got mixed up. And then, of course, we have Sci-Fi, we have, of course, Wetsuit, and the last one who came out was Mainframe. So, of course, as you can see, not a Marine anymore due to the fact that Hasbro needs to pay licensing. I do find that very stupid because, I mean, Hasbro should be getting royalties from the US Army, because I cannot believe how many people must have joined the US Army because of G.I. Joe. I mean, if you watch any kind of reviews or people talking about tier 1 operators, a lot of them talk about their time enjoying G.I. Joe. So, yeah, it is a bit funny that they have to pay for it. But anyway, it looks pretty neat. And by the looks of it, it's pretty nice to see that we're nearly getting the full Mission Brazil, so I don't know if they have any plans of doing that anytime soon, but it's not going to be this year San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, because this is going to be the Cole Slither group, and of course Hasbro has already put up the dates for this guy, so this one will be going up on the 24th of July, like a lot of other exclusives that will be going up on around the same time. So, of course, this set is going to be sold in the US for $124.99. If you live in Europe, it's going to be €149.99. Now, there's a little catch for the people in Europe, because Hasbro really wants you to subscribe to their premium members. So if you are a premium member, you'll be able to order on the 24th of July. And if you're not a premium member, well, you have to wait for the 1st of August, who's not really cool. So yeah, that's something that may want to give you to pay. I guess it must be also €50. So if you want to join to be able to get that, it could be something of interesting to know. Now, jumping into Hiya Toys, this is the Range Viper that is going to be coming out from them. The figure looks nice. It is a copy of the classified line one that was released. So, of course, instead of being 6 scale, it's going to be 1 3/4 inch size. Now, continuing with the cons, we're going to be going on to Walmart. Walmart also has its Walmart collector con. So there's 2 figures who are going to be released. Well, precisely 3 figures in total. But there's going to be this set, of course, of Beachhead and Quick Kick Night Force. We know that Night Force is part of a Walmart's exclusive. So that's going to be one. And one that I was not planning to pick up, and it's going to be the Super 7. So Super 7 has done, there's going to be a box set also available on the 24th of July. So of course you will have the box, you have a little poster for the tour, and you get a disc on top of it. And of course you get the figure, you get a little part to scratch the guitar. I can't remember the name of these things. I'm not much of a musician. If you want me to sing and you want to have inundations or kind of massive floods, you would ask me to sing. I'm a really bad singer. So, of course, this is a set that I'm kind of interested in due to the fact I find it a bit cool. And this one will be, of course, selling for $55. The other set that is an exclusive to the Walmart con is also going to be selling for $54.97. Of course, let's call it 55. Now let's jump into Mezco. Now let's talk about Mezco 112 line. So of course we have the Joker from the Batman animated series coming up for pre-order on July 16th. So of course, when you'll be watching this video, this figure has already gone up for pre-order. So let's have a look at some of the pictures of this figure, of course. I do like this figure because even if I was kind of more of a teenager at the time when this TV show came out, I really loved the style of animation of the Batman animated series. I did like the characters. I found them pretty interesting. And of course, we got Harley Quinn in this TV show. Now, of course, anybody who watched these in English will know that it's Mark Hamill who's doing the voice of the Joker, otherwise known as Luke Skywalker, and hasn't done much else, except he did Guyver, but the movie was pretty bad. But I mean, I really love this figure. Suggest retail price is $116, if I'm not mistaken. I like the fact of getting the different heads on this figure and his kind of mimics. So this is something that I'm going to be pre-ordering, and I also ordered myself the Batman from Mezco. I know I'm going out a bit on the diversity program right now, and I said I was not going to branch out, but I do like the series, and I think that Mezco has done a pretty good job, and for now nobody else has really went into making this kind of figure. Of course, this is the different accessories. You have the Joker card, you have the gas, you have his bomb, you have this the guns. I remember this episode, I think there was Harley Quinn, she finally saves Batman. I mean, it's not a spoiler. You have a tart, with cream to put in. We have the Joker bomb, grenades. I mean, this figure looks pretty decent. I'll be talking about the G.I. Joes that I have in Mezco. I will have also some for sale. So if you're in Europe and you missed them out and you want to get them at a pretty good price, email me or go through my Facebook page to know more about all of that. Now let's finish off by Hot Toys. Let's talk about Hot Toys new stuff coming out. So of course we have what I call Bugman, this kind of weird stuff who looks like Bioman and all this kind of stuff. Never was a fan of it, even if I was a kid in Hong Kong and those things were very popular. Really didn't find it any interesting, so cannot tell you much about it. So this guy is called Shadow Moon, do not care. This guy is called Cayman Rider Black, so I think they already did some Cayman, but again, not interested at all. Then we have a Grasshopper motorbike here, so yeah, I cannot tell you much about that, except I'm not a fan of it, and it's kind of cool that Hot Toys is doing it. I know that Asia loves this kind of stuff, but I'm not saying only Asia, but it is something who is typically done for the Asian market, so it's kind of cool that Hot Toys is doing some stuff who's not Iron Man or Spider-Man. So yeah, it's nice to see them doing something else, even if this is not for me. I do hope the fans will like it and support it, because then Hot Toys may want to do more stuff who's a bit off the book. So hey, if you're a fan of this, go for it, buy it. Tell me if it's accurate to the series, because frankly, I have no clue what this is. Like I said, I never watched it, or I watched some stuff and I found it stupid, so this is not for me. So let me know in the comment section how accurate these things are. Now let's have a look at the new Sophie figures. So this is going to be some kind of new version of figures that Hot Toys is doing. This one is not an MMS, so I don't know. Now, they're going really strong on the Fantastic Four, the First Steps movie. Of course, the movie is not out. I'm kind of very skeptical because the latest movies from Marvel didn't score very well. And I think Hot Toys is putting a lot of money into making their products for this movie and going batshit crazy. I mean, I'm waiting for August to come so I can watch on the Disney Plus, of course, Thunderbolts or the new Avengers, who look pretty cool. But having a kid and a baby, it's hard to find people to keep it and do it in this kind of way. So yeah, I haven't gone and seen it, and I wanted to go and see it on Disney Plus. And the problem is I do have to drive about an hour from here. I know for North American people that's not much, but driving 1 hour there, 1 hour back With the dogs, it's a bit complicated. So I have no cinema who's playing it in English, and I really don't want to watch the movie in French. So anyway, I digress. Let's get back into it. So we have Galactus Jumbo Sophie figure. So as you can see, this is to recreate a scene from the movie. As you can see, you have the Silver Surfer, you have Mr. Fantastic, you have the Invisible Woman, you have Johnny Storm, and you have the Thing over here. So as you can see, he is going to be a massive build as a figure. So, of course, Hot Toys is trying to explain us how it works. So this is roughly 70 centimeters. So it's kind of double, a bit more than double the size of a 1/6 scale figure, because roughly they're about 15 centimeters, 16 centimeters. So yeah, and that means about 1.80 meters. Don't ask me how much it does in we can put it in the comment section for the people who don't speak in meters. So yeah, as you can see, this is how it looks. Now, there's not much going about it. Of course, it looks like it has some light ups in the eyes, so yeah, we will have to see. But this is something that is kind of interesting, is the fact that this has 6 points of articulation with rotable movements in the head, upper arms, forearms, and waist. Now, this seems like to be an oversized action figure from Super 7, because 6 points of articulation is one more that they do. If no, I'm joking, the Super 7 Ultimate have a bit more articulation points than this, but this seems to be something that feels more like a statue that you can move a little bit around, and you're going to leave on the shelf, and you're not going to touch it anymore to remove the dust, or if you have it behind some window glass, yeah, that may help, but I'm not feeling this at all. Of course, they want to put the aim on the size of the figures. As you can see, these are extremely small. I wonder what kind of scale they are at, and we don't really have anything telling us about it, but this looks pretty small, and as you can see, there's very little details on the paint jobs or even on the faces. Of course, it costs a lot of more money to do this kind of painting on this kind of figures. But yeah, I'm not a fan of how it attaches either. Really don't like it. So there's two versions of the Galactus who are going to be released. So there's this regular version who comes without this metal collectible card display case. Now, personally, I think, like I said, you're going to see with the other figures, they're really going really strong on this. This one is available with nearly the other figures, so it seems a bit redundant that you're going to get with every figure the same article, but I guess Hot Toys is saving money that way. Now we're going to go into who is supposed to be the main character, and this is the Invisible Woman, and Herbie. Now, this for me is a bit of a, this is what I'm saying, they're making so many versions, but this one is kind of pretty impressive due to the fact that Herbie is not the only place where you're going to find it. We're going to see it in the rest of the review. So of course you have shield effect. Of course you have the baby over here. I mean, when I'm looking at the baby, this looks like plastic. I'm not even talking about her hair. I think this figure here deserves a more realistic look hair. I'm not a fan of rooted hair, but the hair looks pretty bad, and I mean the kid looks like some kind of dummy that you have in a crash test. Of course you have Herbie over here, and you have the pram. Now I don't know if this is going to try to recreate the, oh look how cute it is, Mandalorian Grogu or Baby Yoda. So of course, as you can see over here, the kid looks really, really bad. This looks like some kind of cheap action figure. I mean, even Barbie, I think does a better job with the babies, but this one looks pretty bad. I think something with molded in a certain way and have the head who spins makes sense. Seem to have gone into a lot of work on Herbie over here. Going to be having a closer look at that figure later on. Of course, as you can see, the pram closes. Yeah, we all wonder where they got the idea from. There's a little 4 logo because, well, Fantastic Four. And here we have a closer look at our Invisible Woman. Like I said, the hair, it feels plastic. Now, I know that they're working on the products that they have in the movie, but it does feel plastic. So, yeah, I would have preferred real hair. Maybe we're going to get an artisan version of it, depending how the movie works. Now you have some interchangeable cassettes for the face expression of Herbie's. I'm going to reserve myself about how does this feel, but I'm wondering if this is going to be the comic relief character in it. So of course we have Sue Storm with, of course, the movable eyes, with something was with every figure. But you can see they fall, they don't feel, it feels plastic, which is a bit of a shame. Now, as I said, you have multiple versions. You have the special edition, you have the regular edition, then you have the one with Herbie. Now, this is a lot of stuff to be put, but you don't have the cards with it, but who cares? If you want to buy all of them, it's going to cost you a lot of money, because there's a lot of money who's going to be put, because I don't believe that they're going to be coming out with this robot over here with the details and the other stuff that's going on with it. This is going to cost at least $400, if not more. Now, of course, we're going to go on to Pedro Pascal, who's nearly in every movie. He's becoming the Samuel L. Jackson from South America. So, not that I don't mind. I do like him as an actor. Of course, we don't talk politics here, so we're not going to be talking politics, because politics wins everything. So, Mr. Fantastic also comes with Herbie. So, again, why are you doing that, Hot Toys? I just don't understand. Now, here, they're talking about interchangeable sculpted body. So I guess this must be fixed and you cannot really move it. Then you should interchange with the head. And I guess you can swap off, and this is why the belt must cover up the joints over here. And you will have interchangeable, a bit like the Hulk they did back in the days with the exclusive version, who has a kind of a smash version to him. So yeah, so this is going to be interchangeable, and you can swap out the bodies. I don't know how that's going to look, but I mean, that was the only way that they would be able to do his elastic arms, legs. So yeah, again, I will have to see the product. So of course, here we have, I mean, head sculpt looks pretty decent. Not much to say over here. So, of course, this is what I'm telling about when we're talking about the exclusive and how many versions they're doing. So, you have the regular version. So, I guess this one's going to be sold by everybody. Then you have the special exclusive version with the card over here. And then you have the one with Herbie. Now, I find it very stupid on the behalf of Hot Toys doing 2 times Herbie. We could have got maybe a small diorama, like a little part of Galactus, to put him on. That would have made sense, you know, so that you have this kind of effect that is, you're not getting the same item, because you don't need 2 Herbies. And this is why I think that Hot Toys is missing the point, because if you're going to buy the 4 Fantastic, you're going to buy the 4 Fantastic, because you want the full team and not only just one figure. Now we're going on to another figure who is going to be the Thing, and I must say he does look pretty impressive. Again, I have to see the movie, and then I will be able to come with a judgment. Also, this is going to be removable, so I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to do it, because except if it has a huge Velcro behind, this is going to be pretty hard to be able to remove it, or they're going to give an extra body. I don't know what they're going to do, but a removable upper part of the suit for different display options. I mean, as you can see, there's very limited articulations. I guess you can see there's one here. Of course, there's the head, because you have different heads. Now, of course, I don't know if we can call this spoilers, but here he looks to be more bearded, and over here he's not. So I don't know what's happening in the movie with this. This is going to be something to be seen. But it's interesting getting 2 head sculpts. I'm always happy when we get an extra head sculpt. Of course, we have the eyeballs rolling. So yeah, as you can see, this is something to be seen at a later date, but it looks not too bad either. And of course, here we have, of course, I didn't put up the image, but you have the exclusive version. But like I said, it doesn't really make sense because you're going to get it. Now, of course, when we're talking about Fantastic Four, we need to talk about the missing guy. Of course, this is the guy who plays Metallica in Stranger Things. Can't remember his name. Pretty cool figure. Pretty cool character, I mean. But it looks like our boy Johnny Storm has not been revealed. So this could be maybe spoiler territory, and this is why we haven't got him released yet. But as you can see, this team is going to cost a lot of money, because if you're going for him, I believe he's going to be about 350, 400. If you get him as a regular figure, he's going to be 260, 300. Her with the robot or him with the robot, it's going to be the same, around 350, 400. And depending what he comes up is going to be another amount of money for him. I guess we'll have to see what he comes up. And I believe the Galactus will be at least $500, if not more expensive. So if you want all these guys, you better have some good money put aside, because this is going to cost a lot of money. And let's hope for Hot Toys that this Marvel movie will work out, because if it doesn't, I'm not sure that many people will want to buy the collectibles from this movie. And it's not the first time Hot Toy pulls the plug on certain items. Be doing a video about that later on. Anyway, that's it for this week in Action Figures News. If you like this kind of show, please leave a like, share, comment. If you have any suggestions or anything that you would like me to add to this weekly report of Action Figures, please let me know. Also, I'm sorry I did a modification. I put the video about Let's Talk About Sideshow today, and this one will be going up, of course, on Sunday. So the Clone Commander will be for next week, so I'm sorry about that, but it's going to be going up on Tuesday, so go and check that out when it comes out. So that's why it's important that you subscribe to the channel, put all the notifications. I'm also sorry because certain messages don't pop up, so I don't see all the time when you answer, so be cool, because not that I don't want to answer, but that's because I don't see them, and that's why I do not answer. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!